Stacy Joe, and I'm trying to get acquainted with the camera, trying not to be so camera shy, and see where this goes. It was in 1992. I was almost 22 years old. I think I was still 21, and I had actually gained 40 pounds in 2 months. Before that, I was going to college and doing aerobics and circuit training, strength training, you name it. And I was into nutrition classes, and it's where my passion was laying, where it was taking me. So I was quite healthy, and then I started gaining the weight and couldn't finish the aerobics classes. I had to leave, and it was embarrassing, and I also was having problems in the bedroom department. I went to the gynecologist, and she knew exactly what was wrong. She had gone through it too. So she felt for a lump in my throat, and yep, I had a goiter on my thyroid. So she sent me to a specialist. Long story short, I ended up having to go through surgery. They took out the goiter, tested it, realized it was cancerous, so they put me back under, which I was totally upset about because I was so sick, so seasick from the anesthesia that I was spinning, and I did not want to go back under. But they did. They took out the whole thyroid the second time, and then a month later I went through radiation. So since then, I've been on a pretty long journey trying to get the doctors to listen to me, that there's more to it than just taking blood work and finding out what medication to be on. Today, I still have to learn from the internet what diet to be on and how to live this life. I want to lose weight. Now, granted, I was on the keto diet and I lost 20 pounds on it over a summer, and it was wonderful. But after a while, your body starts to change, and it's not good for you. The keto diet really screwed up my system. And not to mention that, but my doctor, when this pandemic started in March, had decided that I have to change my medication. He decided to up it. So I went up one level up, and it was wreaking havoc on me. I was having irritable bowel syndrome, I was having headaches, I was having inflammation and bloating, and it was horrible. So, and granted, I couldn't see my doctor because our appointments had to be over the phone. So it wasn't like, they would listen. They finally had me on the phone, and after all these years of saying, no, I don't want to go up, no, I don't want to go up in medication, they got me. I guess I can't say no over the phone. Weird. So then I had blood work done. I had to go to a different location, clear into Portland, to have this blood drawn, and I hate going into Portland. I hate Portland. I'm an Oregonian, not from Portland. Anyway, used to be wonderful when I was a kid. Anyway, different story. Had a lot of culture. It's a shame. Hi, baby. Excuse me. And so I decided I'm going to have one of those tests done to see what my food, intolerances are. And see, I did the hair strand kind. I gave him 5 strands and I mailed it in just yesterday. So we'll see just what I'm having problems with. So I can do an elimination diet and I'll be okay. So enough about that boring, negative story. I love my home. This is a true blessing. And I prayed and prayed for years, and it finally became a thing. A lot of heartache to get there, but God was helping us all the way along to get things in order. Sometimes as humans have a tendency to put things upside down for him, so he has to fix it. So that's why everything bad that happens is so he can get it going. So he can flip us back over and say, okay, now you do what you need to do. So that's what was happening in our life to get here. We finally have a home with a beautiful yard. We have our dogs. We have a garden. My husband has his garage and his shop, and we have our barbecues in the summer and a fire pit, and it's a true blessing. Thank you, Lord. Freedom, come here. Freedom. Another blessing. You're such a good girl. You're such a good girl. Yes, you are. Yes. Oh. Yes, I love you. So, that's not it in a nutshell, but there's a lot more to life, isn't there? So I guess I'll show you around the yard. So it's late fall into winter here in the Northwest, in Oregon, and of course the leaves are down. Everything is not in bloom and it's dying, but it's still beautiful in its own way. There's the torii gate that my husband built. There is the wind chime he built. And this freak deck that I was sitting on. See how the angle is? It's not a perfect square. We call it a freak deck for a reason. So he has kind of a slanted square. Not quite a diamond. Not a diamond. It's just odd angle. Love it. I absolutely love it. So in the spring, I'll show you when it's all cleaned up for us to sit around and all the flowers are in bloom. And the azalea will have pink flowers. And that poor hosta will be full. And the ball will be removed. Here is the outside of the greenhouse my husband built for me. Old tire, but it's cool. I'll explain the greenhouse later. soon, I promise. Here is Marionberries. One of the selling points for buying this place. I had Marionberries when I was a child, and Mom and I would pick them, and she would actually make wine out of it. Of course, I snuck in a couple handfuls when she was fermenting them, but that's a different story. I love Marionberries. I love just to pick them off the bush and eat them. And unfortunately, so do our dogs. So we don't get many. The dogs seem to hork on them and rip them out, and I have to restrain them. And maybe I'll make a video someday of how to strain up Marionberries. Our picnic area. Oh, this is the cement stone. We had a mold and my husband poured it in there and made this patio for our picnic table. So here is my rosemary. She obviously seen better days during the spring and summer, but I don't like her location. She's right by, which you can barely tell it's there, the Rose of Sharon. And trust me, that is more beautiful in a different time of year. That takes over. And then she gets shadowed out. So I'm thinking I am going to remove her and put her in the place where I have an azalea, and put the azalea out front in the front yard where there's more sunlight, or try to find a place that has more sunlight, because it has problems with mildew. I'll show you in a second. I don't know if you can see this with everything in the background, but she was planted. Honey, please. Move, 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 move. Come on, baby. All the way. Thank you. She needs to be moved. She's been under this rhododendron, and the mildew is so bad on her. So we're going to move her out next spring. Let's go see where we can. Maybe there's a place out front. Here is a rescue. It actually started blooming last summer, which we were very excited because it was behind a shed we had built, and it started dying slowly because it had no sunlight anymore. And I felt so bad for it, so I brought it out here, of course with the help of my husband. He does all the digging and I do the planting, and then it's a team effort. So right here, and then maybe right here we can put that azalea. It really needs something. What do you think? So I've been told these Japanese lanterns are edible. They're like, I don't know, in the apple family. Something like that. Anyway, oh God, dog. So if you know what to do with them, just let me know. So welcome to my greenhouse. Hey you. Hi. What are you doing in here, huh? Freedom. You smell the chickens that used to be here. Yeah. Welcome to my greenhouse. Yes, it's being used as storage for the winter now. I mentioned chickens. Well, there is a story behind that. During the fires this year in 2020, there was we had some friends of ours stay with us because they got evicted from their hometown, and they brought their chickens with them. They put them in my greenhouse, and there's still some evidence of them. And she is smelling them like you wouldn't believe. Hey, baby girl. Freedom. Hi. You nasty dog, you. Yeah. I know, it's kind of nice out here this time of year. I think I'll do this more often. You know what I love about this greenhouse is my husband made it. He took materials that were laying around and, you know, he did grab some from Home Depot or whatever, and he created this for me. I love him so much. He is so creative, and I'm so proud of him. I wouldn't change it for the world. It is just the absolute most adorable little shanty I have ever seen, because he made it for me. So remember to plant kindness and grow love. God bless you.